There are racists in America, both black and white. Yep, that's it. Both left and right. Our job, I guess, is to figure out who's who. Everybody calls each other racist now. Oh, you're a racist because you really are. Okay, great. But there are racists. How do we tell? Well, somebody who's trying to use race to gain power, I think. And will only tell the stories that are good for them. For instance, why isn't Al Sharpton talking about this story? Why isn't the president talking about the 76-year-old man in Milwaukee? He shot and killed this little kid here, 13-year-old black kid. He comes out and he's got a gun. Now this, look at the kid backing up. This is clearly not self-defense. Eventually the mom comes out and says, hey, what's going on? And he says, you want to know? You want to know what's going on? You want me to stop your kid from stealing? I'll teach your kid. And he points the gun right to the kid's chest, shoots him. The kid starts running down the street. He shoots him again. He misses, but it's already too late. The kid collapses and dies in the hospital a couple of hours later. Why is nobody talking about this? Yeah, this is a racist guy, right? How about the 29-year-old mentally disabled Hispanic in Arizona that was walking the dog in the parking lot at a Taco Bell? He was shot dead by a black man. Where were the calls for the justice for Daniel? Or in Chicago, Leslie Freeman, her 22-month-old son, Del Monte, gunned down as she was sitting with her child in the lap in the van. She was sitting there with a car full of people. The child was shot. Just last year, Leslie lost her son, Dion, shot by a gang member. Where's Sharpton on that one? Or the white baby that was shot in a stroller in Atlanta by two black teens. Why aren't they talking about that one? I'll tell you why. Nobody wants to talk about any of those because they know that both black and white agree. And whether it's for power or for ratings, when everybody agrees, there's really nothing there. They choose carefully the stories that they know divide America. It gives you ratings, it gives you power. That's what it is. It makes you honestly into a bully. No one in the media is talking about the black guy that shot the white kid, or the white guy who shot the black kid, or the black teens that shot the baby. But that's where we need to focus as Americans. We need to find the big issues that bring us together, because there's a lot more of those stories than of Zimmerman stories. But we're just focusing on the Zimmerman story when the real story of all the murder and all the death is going by us at a high speed, and we just ignore that one. We can't, as a people. Look, we're not going to be able to convince everybody, and it doesn't really matter. But here's what we have to do. We have to find out the real facts, know what's going on, and then without anger, and that's the hard part, without anger, stand up to bullies. We need to identify first who the bullies are, and then stop giving them so much power over us. The Zimmerman trial should have never ever happened. The only reason why it did is because the President of the United States and his Justice Department and the wound pickers like Al Sharpton applied mob justice. I've never met a black man yet who actually thinks that Al Sharpton or Jesse Jackson actually speaks for them. The Reverend Jackson is out there producing love children, and Reverend Al has literally made things up. I don't know how he sleeps at night, but he does. He makes things up to promote his own career. Jackson rushed to defend the black stripper who made the rape allegations against the members of the Duke lacrosse team, which was completely false. He said his Rainbow Push Coalition would pay for her college tuition. Turned out to be false, and he was wrong, but there was no outcry there. Al Sharpton, he lied about Tawana Brawley. He didn't care about the truth. He cares about himself. I can't think of anything more damning than proclaiming to be a reverend, a preacher, and then to use that power and that platform for personal gain. Never forget when I sat down at CNN and I did an interview with Al Sharpton, and I said, "Nice watch, Al," right before we went on the air. "Nice watch." It was a Rolex. he suddenly became very self-conscious. Somebody gave that to me as a gift, and he covered it. Judgment Day. Judgment Day is already scary enough. But I think anybody who claims to speak with the power of the Lord's words are going to receive a kind of a stricter punishment. There are a lot of people that think I fall into this category, and maybe I do. I try, but maybe I do in the end. I know there are many things that I have done and I've said over the years that I regret now, and I think there's a lot of people out in America that think I shouldn't be successful. Whatever. I mean, okay, I get it. I understand. Life isn't fair. I get that. But rest assured, if you are right about me, justice for me will be swift and severe in the afterlife. It will be. However, if I'm right, the same will be said for Sharpton and Jackson and Wallace and President Obama. The president is going way out of his way to comment on a single trial. And in doing so, he is, what is that commandment? Bearing false witness. And he's doing it by using race. This isn't about race. It's not my job or your job to judge a man's heart. But it is our job to look at the tree and then look at the fruit of that tree. What is that tree producing? Is it producing good fruit or bad fruit? This tree is producing lies and anger, division, unrest, violence, poverty, and suffering. When will Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, or the president rise up at the injustice to blacks and women that has happened in progressive cities like Detroit or currently happening in Philadelphia? Or are they just going to continue to turn a blind eye to the truth in favor of their own political and personal agendas? And if we continue to be quiet, if we continue just to take it because what am I going to do about it anyway, where do those personal agendas take us as a nation?